All right, so now that we've defined the partial derivatives of a function, let's actually do some computations of it, right? So let's find the two partial derivatives of this two-variable function here, x cubed plus 2x squared y plus x to the fourth y squared plus square root of y, right? So how do we go about doing this? Well, think back to how these derivatives are defined, right? Say df dx, we had that f of x plus h comma y minus f of x comma y over h. So that looks just like the derivative where we just kind of pretend y isn't a variable. We just pretend it's a constant. And that's actually how we compute these derivatives. So when we compute this guy, df dx, what we do is we treat y as a constant, right? And differentiate with respect to x. That's basically what we do here. So what is that going to give us? Well, the derivative of 3x squared, or sorry, give the answer there. The derivative of x cubed with respect to x is 3x squared, right? The derivative of 2x squared y with respect to x, well, that's just 4xy, right? The derivative of x to the fourth y squared with respect to x, so we get 4x cubed y squared. And then the derivative of square root of y with respect to x, well, there's no x's in there, so that's as good as a constant. And remember, the derivative of a constant is 0. So that's it for the derivative with respect to x. Great. Now let's do the derivative with respect to y. So df dy. What is this derivative? So pause, try this on your own for a second, and then come back and we'll get the answer. All right. So, well, x cubed has no x's whatsoever in it. So when we take the derivative of that part, 0. Next we have 2x squared y. That has one y in it. So the derivative is just 2x squared, right? Because remember, x is the constant now, all right? X to the fourth y squared, take that derivative, and we're going to have 2x to the fourth y. And derivative of square root of y, hopefully you remember this, this is 1 over 2 square root of y, right? Remember, square root of y is y to the 1/2. So when you take the derivative, that's going to be y, or 1/2 times y to the negative 1/2. In other words, 1/2 of 1 over the square root of y.